Welcome! In this series of short videos, we will look at topics common to the PowerBasic console compiler. Today we will look at running your console compiler applications on Linux Mint. In a previous video, we looked to create a console application to simulate the display of changing share prices within a console window in the Windows operating system. Today we are going to attempt to use the same executable on Linux Mint and see how it performs. But first, a reminder on how it looked in Windows. Displaying 10 companies and their changing share prices. So first of all, we need to power up our Linux Mint computer. This is one of our older computers, but still capable of running applications. Once Linux completes booting up, we can copy over the source code and executable for the console application. We will first attempt to run the application executable that was compiled on Windows. Then after that, we will attempt to recompile the application here on Linux Mint and run it. The first run will attempt to run the exe from a Windows share. As we can see on screen, there is our demo 3 exe. If we click on it, the window is now showing. The console window does appear smaller than it did in Windows, and the red coloured indicators do seem very dim. But it is running. It has displayed 10 companies on the screen, and it's showing their current price, their change in price since the last iteration, and the price change since the beginning of the app. Exiting the application has also worked correctly. Let's try changing the resolution of our screen to 720p and see how that operates. We could do this quite happily using the display settings. Now let's run the application once more and see how it behaves. Well, the console window is larger. However, it's even more obvious now that the red setting for the prices going down is way too dim to see properly. So I think we'll have to adjust that. So I've now copied the application over to the Linux computer's drive, and running it again at full 1080p resolution gives us exactly the same result. The application runs, it has no errors, it displays everything it should be displaying. The only problem we can see is the console window is smaller than it should be, and the red coloration on the share prices is way too dim. So let's now see if we can run the PowerBasic console compiler on Linux Mint and recompile the application here. All these Windows applications need to run under Wine. And there we have the IDE loaded. If we attempt to click and load our source code, well, our source has loaded, but the font looks a little odd. Perhaps we need to amend the display font. Well, if we look at the source code in the text editor, it looks fine. There's no strange character positioning, so I think the raw file is in fact okay. So I think it must be the font in the console compiler's settings. So we'll nip in and change that. So if we go back into the IDE, Windows Options, and then if we have a look at those options, we'll change the font. It's currently sitting at size 31, so I think we will reduce that a bit. Take it down to 18? Yes, 18 I think. And if we OK on that, and that looks much better. We've got a reasonable size font, we have all the colours we would expect, and there's no double lines. Yes, that looks much better now. So if we attempt to compile, it compiles cleanly. So we now have a new executable which has been compiled under Linux. Let's try running it. And it not only compiles, it runs as well. the console's not the size I would like it to be, and the red text is still appearing way too dim. But we can amend that, we have other options. So we're setting our colours using the enumerated type. And as well as the red setting, we also have a light red. So I think we will attempt to change our settings in the application from red to light red. So if we do a quick search for red, we'll see the first one is in here, where we're setting the colour to red. So we're going to do a search and replace across the code to change it from colour red to colour light red. So we'll just paste the light red in, and we'll stick colour.red at the beginning of that. And do a quick replace. And find the next one, and then replace them all. So if we do a compile and run, it is slightly better. It's brighter on screen. So what we've achieved today is we have taken our application and ported it over to Linux Mint. It runs natively from the Windows binary, and we can also edit and recompile it on Linux Mint. So in our next video, we'll explore more options for the console. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching today's video. Please feel free to click on the link in the description below to discover more videos.